to the House of Thoughts,
where the drag is hot and we have thoughts.
I'm Sabrina.
I'm Zena.
And today we are diving into All Stars 10, Episode 5.
Yes, it is the second episode of the Pink Bracket, and the tea this week is piping hot.
Let's get into it.
Woo! Okay, so we're back in the workroom, and the girls have just found out about the power of the MVQ point.
Yes, and Nicole Paige Brooks says that she wants to do a little swap-a-roo with somebody, and Carrie says that she also wants to do a swap because she would hate to see somebody with 0 points up on the board.
Yes, the top two come back in and sit down, and you can definitely tell Georges is jealous of Lydia.
Oh my God.
Mama's new favorite.
And the girls are going back and forth in conversation on how they want to give out their point. And Mistress says, all right, let's stop talking. Everybody be quiet. Nicole, you give me your point because we're Brooks's. And Carrie and Georgia swap points. And we'll all do a little swap. And Nicole says, no, I'm going to give mine to Carrie because I don't trust you. And Tina was like, oh, once you give it out, girl, that's it. And Mistress is like, no, come on, Brooks Family Alliance. And she gives out her point, then tells Carrie, no, you go ahead and give out your point too. And Carrie gives hers to Georges.
Yeah. And instead of swapping with Nicole and Carrie, Mistress and Georgia swap instead, which leaves Carrie and Nicole with 0 points. And Mistress and Georges with 2. Shady boots.
I was plucked. I was plucked when they did that. And then they were sitting there giggling like little schoolgirls. Oh my goop.
How rude. How rude. Carrie Colby's face said it all.
She literally looked like she was about to cry.
The rug pulled out from under her. Ooh, girl, it was wild. So I have a little bit of extra tea on this from Mistress's channel. She had Georges on, and they spoke a little bit more about this. And they were kikiing, saying that they didn't feel all that bad because they didn't feel as if they had ever explicitly told the girls that they had an alliance. Only that Mistress and Nicole Paige Brooks shared their last name, and that Carrie, Georges, and Mistress were Texas sisters.
That is a gag to me. She led these girls on. We all know it.
Played them like
fools. Oh my God. Played them like a little tiny violin. This is, it's getting real. All right, girl. So the next day in the workroom, Lydia asks Mistress if she gave any thought to having a drag daughter. And Mistress basically was like, girl, you earned it. You won. You won the challenge. And you are now Miss Lydia Brooks Collins.
Yeah, well, Nicole seizes on the opportunity to start reading Mistress down for spreading her book's name like water. She said, your mama let you do that?
My mama doesn't let me do that, is what she said. And the conversation goes on for a little while, and it's pretty shady. And I feel like we all know that conversation had to have lasted like an hour. After a long and tense conversation, Miss RuPaul comes in and tells the girls that this week's main challenge is a Rappin Roast. And Lydia gets to pick the order because she won last week. And the girls find out that the guest judge this week is Chaperone. Are you feeling hot to go?
I am. Nicole Paige Brooks has no clue who she is.
No idea. She's like looking at the other girls to see how they react.
Yes.
So I am very interested to see how Lydia is going to choose this order because she saw what happened in season 17 with Jules trying to pick the order of the roast and how badly that went. So I wonder if she's going to be fair or if Mistress is going to try to get her to pull a little stunt.
Well, Mistress does. Mistress tries to meddle and tells Lydia to shake it up and be shady. Lydia does seem to be torn about it, though. Ends up asking all the girls where they want to be. Sort of playing that middle of the road, sort of more congenial.
Right.
So Tina tells Lydia that she would prefer to be first or last. Nicole says that she doesn't care. Mistress says middle to end. Carrie says she'd like to be last. And Georgia says, I want to go 4th or 5th.
Yes. And immediately, as soon as I heard everybody's order, I was like, okay, if she wants to follow everybody's, what they want, this is the order that she'll put them in. And that was exactly the order that she put them in. I think that she gave everybody what they wanted. I don't think anybody is too pissed.
No, they all seemed happy about it. She was not shady at all with the order.
So Carrie approaches Lydia before she makes her decision, saying that if she puts her last in the order, that she will give her a point if she ends up in the bottom.
Yes. So Lydia thinks, and she reveals the order, and everyone likes it pretty much, but Tina didn't get her first choice, which was to go last.
Right.
So she's like, I'm wondering why I wasn't last, like I asked. And overall, I think Lydia was pretty fair. Once again, I do think that she's really non-confrontational with the way that she moves, like in the competition.
But she's smart underneath it.
She's she's calculated. She's calculated for sure.
And I love
in a shady way.
Right.
She's just got the game running in her head more so than I think the other girls know or think.
Yes. So the girls are doing their makeup, and it is very clear that none of them trust Mistress at all. It is very obvious that to get any points, Mistress and Georges are going to have to win them because it does not look like anybody is going to want to give them
Ain't
a
nobody
point.
giving them a point.
Not at all. So we find out this week's runway is Little Shop of
Yes.
And first we're going to get into the Rappin Roast.
Oh, man. I can't wait to see what this is going to be.
Roast.
Roast chicken.
The roast is served, girl.
Yes, girl. Okay, first up is Tina Burner. She's getting it.
She is like, she did the stanky leg, and that gave me. I was like, there's top 2 for me right there. Done.
I kind of lived for the outfit too. It was no, I liked it. It was like kind of Mary J. Blige. Like I was feeling it.
I can see that. I honestly, I was. Her outfit wasn't anything crazy to me, but like the way she was getting it.
Yeah, Tina Burner surprised me. Her roast was good. She ate.
And I really thought that some of her reads were really good.
Yes.
Were really good. Nicole Paige Brooks is up next. I think that she did really well, but she like kind of didn't really move much.
Oh my gosh, she just stood up on that one part of the stage and just worked it. Just worked the poses. She said, I'm not moving.
Right.
Her lyrics were good, but I think she could have done a little bit more, just used a little bit more of the stage.
Yeah.
You don't have to be crazy, like running around doing flips and death drops like Georges.
Well, she said too that she was going to wear the biggest wig that she had, have the most makeup that she could possibly be wearing.
The wig was big.
The wig was, it was giving Maddie Morphosis on the pit stop with the giant wig.
Okay,
but my God.
Stuck her finger in a power socket. It was electrocutia. Welcome to the stage.
How dare you? I loved Tina Burner saying, Danny DeVito, I love your work, to Mistress.
One of my favorites.
That was really good.
Lydia. She looks so freaking cute. I love it.
Lydia's lyrics were pretty good. They were
I
pretty
actually really liked it.
The only note that I wrote was Lydia looks so fierce. She roasted, toasted, burnt.
She did though. Yes. No, I was here for it. I think she did great. I think she translated like a similar energy from her previous roast challenge that won into the rap verse. And it was great for me.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked it. And next up is MIB in the house.
Yes.
I was really living for like the energy she was giving us. She was really like Michelle said, she was kind of diverting the attention to each girl she was reading. And that
I think she had the best flow of everybody. I think she had the best rap and like lyrical showcase.
Not necessarily the best roasts.
Yeah, I expected her to go in a little bit harder. Yeah, but I'm like, oh, she's a rapstress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Georges had that good energy too. Georges had some pretty fierce energy.
Awesome. The dancing.
Well, she was given a critique that she maybe overdanced a little bit, but
Well, when you put it next to like Nicole Page Brooks, who was just like standing up there.
and Michelle actually seemed to like that.
No, what I don't know what happened with the judging tonight was
Odd.
interesting.
It was a little bit odd.
Interesting. And you know what? I'm glad that we had Miss Chappell there. I feel like she sort of was representing us in a way.
And last up is Miss Carrie Colby. She looks so cute, so fierce, ass out. But the roast was a little bit general and a little bit more about
It was more General Sows than deep Chuck roast.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
All I know, girl, is she's giving rump roast.
Rump.
Rump. It's giving rump roast.
No, so she said that it was intentional. She wasn't going to name names and just let her roast speak for themselves. I think that it was not in her favor, though.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was almost after having every single girl lay it out so thick, so clear, so easy who they were talking about. Carrie's rap was a little bit harder to follow and what she was trying to say.
I agree.
I think that she should have named names, kind of like the other girls did. But who was your favorite in this challenge?
Probably Lydia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just lived for everything. The look, the little number, and her lyrics. I thought she did a great roast.
Okay, I really lived for Tina. Honestly, like her moves were giving it to me. She opened the show with the right energy. Her lyrics were great.
Yeah, my other fave.
I'm telling you, that stanky leg took me out. Georges did the coffee grinder, but
that was fierce.
Ooh, and that top two that we just named is the same top two from last week.
Yes, our
And
same picks.
I kind of think that the bottom is gonna be maybe Carrie and Nicole again.
And Nicole, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. First up to the runway, we have Miss Tina Burner in this beautiful flower gown.
Lily.
It's really
Lily.
it's really
hair.
pretty. I love the
little flower stamen
Yes.
pollens, and it's stoned down. I love it.
So many other queens would just do a type of bald, short hair type thing. I really appreciated that she had a full wig.
piece.
Yes.
The piece.
Yes. And it was also a beautiful homage to her mom that used to give her the lilies after all of her performances. And she was critiqued for her lyrics, saying that it was a little hard to understand her. I mean,
I understood it.
I understood it fine. She got big old veneers, and Michelle's old, so. All right. Next up to the runway is Georges giving us Venus Flytrap. I love this look.
I think it's great. No, she looks awesome.
Pink and green hair is great. I like that it's pink and green rather than she could have done like a red and green. Would have been Christmassy,
Ooh, no, the pink and green is
pink and
awesome.
green
It
is
looks
beautiful.
like delicious, like Hubba Bubba watermelon gum. Like, it looks tasty. The hair.
Yes, and they loved her rap.
Yeah, they didn't have many critiques for Miss Georges, so maybe a contender for the top here tonight.
Well, next up to the runway, we have Nicole Page Brooks.
Cactus.
Cacti. Okay, well this is cool. You know what I'm gonna say about the no hair.
I'm okay with it with the first look, this bodysuit. I mean, it's sort of, there's something lumpy happening on her head.
Right.
But I'm okay with that. It's when she takes it off
The reveal,
that we begin to have a problem.
The reveal is giving like but I had crystallized.
Girl, I was a cactus after a night of hooking.
The rhinestone plastic lizards that
And I had
she's
crystallized.
glued around here.
What?
What? I don't know
What?
what's happening here. I know that the judges did not did not understand what
No.
this was. And she goes, I'm the meat in the cactus.
I'm the meat. Girl.
What? And next up to the runway, we have Miss Lydia, who's got her Lydia 2.
Yeah, her monster puppet on her arm.
I think that this is a really cool look. I love that she made the whole thing. The silhouette is really fun.
It's really gorgeous.
It looks great on her. My only thing is I wish that that it was like more puppet like and it moved.
A movable puppet.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Lydia, they did say that it was like kind of hard to understand her, but this was one that Chappell stood up and said, I'm young, I can hear. She did fine.
Literally, I don't know where that's coming from. Y'all need to turn the hearing aids up or something.
Right. I have to be honest, I can't imagine like Michelle Visage like sitting down and listening to rap as much as like some of these contestants do, you know.
True. Next, we have Mistress Isabel Brooks in this Cactus Mario Bowser fantasy.
Okay, it's not my personal cup of tea, but I think that this is a really smart move for her competition wise.
Yeah.
Because it's not something that they've ever seen from her. And they kind of are expecting the pageant hair, the pageant gowns, she's not done something that's like campy.
Yeah,
like
so
this.
whatever, just come dressed as a wild Goomba cactus thing.
I get it, and I am here for it. I would give her $1 if I saw that in the club.
True, 'cause it's cool. It's like WTF.
Yes,
is that?
it's polished,
Yeah.
So, I get it.
Cool.
And last up, we have Miss Carrie Colby as.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, she's like Birth of Venus flytrap. This is so pretty.
It was wild the way that she came out, all wrapped up in it, and the Venus flytrap opens up to reveal her, and then as she walks, more pieces of it get pulled off of her. Looks like a crazy alien plant thing.
Carrie did get a critique from the judges saying that her roast was a little bit subtle for them. They kind of wanted her to be a little more,
When all of the other girls were so direct with it, it just looked as if she was afraid to go there.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh, all right. So we find out our top 2 of the week are MIB and Georges.
Honestly, I'm kind of gooped by this.
I know.
I'm a little only specifically because of the critique that like Michelle and Ross gave to Georges about being hard to understand, dancing a little bit too much. It was almost just a little crazy for them.
But then in other ways, they totally lived for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mistress, I guess I understand a little bit more.
I did say she had the best flow. I just expected it to go in a bit more.
Her look was definitely right for
I
the
think
challenge.
that there's just so many of them, and they all have really distinct and strong talents.
Only 6.
Well, still.
Usually they'd be in a team of like 14 of them doing this.
Okay, well, it's a fierce group. So I feel like there was a couple different elements to the challenge tonight that they were able to sort of nitpick and sort of fix it up to sort of place people where they might have wanted them to be.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Am I saying it's rigged? I'm not saying it's rigged. But they did have those buttons pre-printed with the 0.5 of a point. So I don't know. Should I not? Like, I love the fantasy. I want to live in the fantasy, and I sort of suspend a little disbelief when I watch the show. But we're getting produced. We're feeling it's giving produced. It's giving
interesting.
I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know.
Do they already have a 0.5 button?
Yes, they did. On Untucked, they showed it. They were backstage at Georges and MIB saying, look at us with our 0.5 point. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty quick for them to have already had that printed up.
Well, do you think that they had it printed up in case?
Girl. I don't know. Am I dismantling the whole like RuPaul empire right now?
The whole RuPaul empire. Oh my God. All right. Well, Mistress and Georgia lip sync to Hot to Go by Chapel Roan.
Yes. Oh, so fun.
This was a cute lip sync. I really like Georgis's outfit. I think that it's
In her Chapel Roan fantasy.
I
It was
love
so
it.
cute.
I think it's really cute. Mistress's look wasn't like my favorite. It was kind of like a fringe dance outfit that I feel like I've seen from on her before.
That's true, but I mean, she came out just in her classic, Texas drag, ready to give it. That's sort of what they give.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think that the half of a point was more karmically correct than them both getting a whole point.
That's true.
After the crap that they pulled on Carrie and Nicole, which still just kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth in terms of sportsmanlike conduct.
Yes.
It's just not very sportsmanly, but it is a game and it's one way to play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it, for sure.
I still love them though, and this is a reminder that this is just TV. These are entertainers.
Yes.
So if you have any negative thoughts, opinions, comments, concerns, you better just keep them to yourself, because if you don't have anything hilarious to say, don't say nothing at all.
Amen.
Yeah. So overall, I do think George just won the lip sync though, because she
Yes.
was throwing herself all around, giving us
I agree.
HOTTOG. Oh,
I agree. And I also love that the girls in the back were doing
we're
that.
kind of doing it. Yes, you have to. You must.
I think it was really cute because at first I was like, oh, are neither of them going to kind of like, pull it on your nerve and just do the original dance? But then when I realized the girls in the back were doing it, I was like, all right, that's
They
giving
made it
to
their
me.
own. They
It's
made
giving
it their
to me.
own, which I think was good.
Well, we find out that it is a double win and the girls get to split the extra point. So it now brings Mistress and Georges to 4.5 points each. Lydia has 3. Tinta Bunter has 2. And Nicole and Carrie are still at 0 points.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Can we talk about Mistress and Untucked? Girl.
I can't with her look right now. The way she put on the pussycat wig just to sit in Untucked and drink her cocktail with her hairy chest hanging out. I am...
The bus driver wig, everything about it, everything.
Not the bus driver wig.
Yes.
Oh my God. And in Untucked, Mistress pulls aside Lydia and Tina and says, y'all should do the same thing that we just did and get Carrie and Nicole's point for yourself and then swap points with each other.
Shady boots. This
Tina
is rude.
immediately is like,
I'm not doing that.
No, she didn't even say to the girl. She just was like, I'm going to go grab some popcorn and was like, I'm not doing that.
Didn't associate with that.
No, but Lydia
Yeah.
looks like she's contemplating it.
Yeah, I mean, she was like, should I? That's so shady.
Right. But she also kind of lives for like the shadiness and like the villains. So
I think so, but I
don't think
once
she wants to
again,
be one herself.
No, Lydia's too congenial. She's too much of a
Yeah.
peacekeeper, I think, to play that. And she's so new. It'd be such a risk.
Yes.
Really.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, nearing the end of the pink bracket already.
Already?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, we've really been enjoying the season. I'm sure we have our favorites, and I'm sure you all do too. Make sure to comment, tell us who you're rooting for, tell us who you're not living for. But keep it nice. Don't be shady.
Yes, be a lady.
Yes.
Join us next week where we dive into the last episode of the pink bracket.
Yes. I feel like it's going to get close. It's going to get,
It's going to get gaggy.
yes. It's getting gaggy.
It's getting gaggy. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, send this video to your good Judy, and support your local drag. And be nice to each other. Stay silly. Bye.
Bye.